What's going on, world? I go by the name of Tumah.
And it's your boy Senchou.
And we're here, another episode with a shared seat.
Episode 7.
We in it.
Yeah, we in here, my brother.
Not
What's
just,
going on?
and 7's a lucky number. If those who don't know, 7's a lucky number.
Very lucky number. Powerful. It's my favorite number.
Yeah, we're here with a special guest.
Yes. So for today's episode, for episode 7, we wanted to do something special. Shout out to my brother, some of my coworkers, and a couple of friends who actually inspired this. And, you know, even though we know what June is, we just wanted to make everybody aware that June is Men's Mental Health Month.
Righteous.
Very major thing that we wanted to talk about, especially as us coming from men in the Black community, where mental health is not something that's taken seriously. It's always pushed to the side. And us as men, we're always told that we need to be strong. We need to be the leaders of society. Right. And that we need to push our feelings to the side and not talk about anything.
Right.
But we as men know that's not the best for us.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Because everybody wants to crash out at that point.
Right.
You know, it's like a bottle effect. If you keep bottling it up, at some point you're going to explode. And that's not good for anybody.
Right.
So if anything, one things that I learned in life, like as you said, we do have a special guest today. She's with us, our friend Ferdy Fresh. Major influence in my life.
Not just our friend. We got an actual professional, because we could sit here and talk junk all day about men's health. True. We can give our experiences, how we feel about things. But to have a professional here with us, to give her insight and information on her life, her new book dropped February, some things that can really tie the things together for everybody. So we're here with a shared seat.
And before we start, I just wanted to say a little deeper, just a tribute to her. She had a profound impact on my mental as a young Black man.
Righteous.
Things I didn't know I wanted to do in life, directing me on a right path, changing my mindset, and viewing the world for really what it is, you know?
So you know her.
Basically.
Righteous. So she was your teacher.
Yes, teacher, mentor, educator, inspirational leader.
I'm going to put her on the chopping block too. I'm going to put her on the chopping block only because I know that she was also my son's teacher. So I'm going to ask her a real good question. I'm going to ask her, who's a better student? What student she like more, my son or you? But we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I'll put it like this. Me and my boy Lito, we set the foundation. If they try to be better, they could be, but I don't think anybody can be better.
I don't know. My son got honor roll 15 times in a row.
That's cool.
Oh, you heard that? That's cool. That was so.
Nah. Shout out to him.
That's cool.
Shout outs to the young Black
little
king.
Little bit of jealousy sound like
not even any jealousy. Shout outs to the young Black king. That's what we love to see. We love to see the success. We love to see the accomplishments. Keep achieving your dreams. Keep achieving your goals. You have great people who are backing you and inspiring you. Keep it up, man.
Righteous. So as we always do, we start our show off with a quote. This quote is from Dave Millman. It's pretty cool. We had a few different quotes and they were all equally well, but I think this quote will kind of resonate and stick out for the show today. So the quote is, you don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. That's Dan Millman. Very, very big quote.
What does that mean to you, my bro?
Like you say, like sometimes we're our own worst enemies. Like you have all these thoughts in your head, and a lot of times whatever's happening isn't that bad, but you make it horrible. The more you ponder and think about it, the worse the situation becomes. I heard Will Smith say he was jumping out of a plane, and all the fear happens while you're on the plane still. Well, once you jump out, you're only going to scream for like 10 seconds. After that, you got a whole other 2 minutes of falling. What are you going to just keep screaming? So
that's true. You got to try to think of a way.
Yeah. So once you get past that big part, or the anxiety of getting to whatever you're getting to, once you pass that, there's always greatness on the other side. So thanks, Dan Millman, for that quote.
And I will say pretty on topic for this episode. Yo, don't be afraid to reach out to the people that really care about you. Sometimes we could be in our own minds, but if you talk to somebody else, you could just see that your thoughts were all for naught. Maybe some of the things that you thought were problems, there are solutions for them, people out there that are willing to help you and also provide clarity onto the things that you're thinking about. Because we are our own worst enemies. We could replay scenarios. We could change scenarios in our head. We could always diminish reality for what it was. But once you talk to somebody else, you just realize that, maybe you were a little crazy with what you were thinking.
Right. And we'll got to get into that too. We got to guess. So we're going to do the show a little bit different. I wrote a bunch of cards so we can just snatch up a card. But I seen something that you said on one of the cards about how we don't really have those outlets to really talk about those. But we'll get into that. Let's get to our guest.
Yes.
Miss Fernandez. How are you today?
How are you doing today, Fernie?
Thank you for having me.
Of course, it's a pleasure. You are our first guest. So this is the highest and greatest honors, yes, that we could have today. And I'm beyond proud and excited.
Oh my God.
Beyond proud and excited.
Yes. Very first guest.
Come on, Fern. You have a special place in my heart, and we only had to do it right.
Oh, same here. Thank you.
So, could I start off with asking a question?
Yo, that's fine.
Okay. Miss, would you like me to call you Fernie Fresh? Jodi's cool?
He is fine.
I'm not cool enough to call you Fernie Fresh.
That's his name. That's him and Danny's name for me. I guess you're legit. So if you want to call me Fern, it's whatever you say.
It's fine. You can call it that. You get the stamp over.
Fernie Fresh. Okay. A Fern.
Few. There's maybe like 10 out there.
Righteous. Okay. Well, Miss Fresh, tell us about you and how your story started. I know it started in the Bronx around Eden Wall Projects.
Wow, you're going all the way back.
Right.
Grew up in Eden Wall Projects, 1154 East 229th Street, drive south. And, I had a tough time at it. And one of the things that, my mom was a single mom, and she always told me that I was from the projects, but not of the projects. So, to make a long story less long, I educated myself out of poverty. I had a lot of twists and turns, which if you read my first book, Elevators, you'll find out it wasn't easy, but I got there. I got my undergraduate degree in mass communications. And then I started working for the Food Network, and it just didn't serve me. It was it was really boring, and I was trying to kind of transition into, television. And, everything that I heard was that, I had this Bronx accent, which I still don't hear.
You do though.
I mean, I might hear it. And they were like, "Oh, you're never gonna make it." Da da da. And I was like, they were like, "Oh, and anyway, nobody from the Bronx gets to." I thought I was gonna go to Bronx 12 News, on Castle Hill. I thought it was gonna be that easy, and it wasn't. And so I started to sub. One of my friends told me, she was like, "Oh, you're brilliant. Why don't you just go be a teacher?" And I'm like, "Teacher? Them kids is wow. Nah. What are you talking about?" And I did, though. I started subbing. And when I was kind of in between jobs, and I remember I subbed for, it was either 4th or 5th grade class in the Bronx. It was close to where it was PS 68. I never forget. Very close to where I grew up. And I had a hell of a day. Can I curse? Is it okay?
Yeah, that's totally.
Shit, yeah.
Hell is the curse word I use. It's not. But anyway, so I had the best, worst day of my life. Literally. Those kids, it's a whole chapter about it. I write about it. They were like, "Is your leather jacket real, miss?" They gave me the business. And I want to say halfway through that day, I was like, "Oh, this is fire. This is dope." You know what I mean? And then I remember taking them out to, cause it was elementary school. And I remember taking them out to lunch and then the playground. And I was playing jump rope with them. And I was teaching them about, kick the can and all these hood games. And the other teachers were looking at me like, "Who she thinks she is?" I just had them, I had them kind of showing off. I was like, "You don't know math. I'll put a math problem on the board and have them do it. You don't know how to spell, blah, blah, blah." And that's how I spent my day. And I remember when I had to line them up and get them ready to get on their buses. They were like, "Miss, can you be our teacher? Can you come back tomorrow?" And I was like, yeah, I wanted to do it again. It was the hardest thing that I ever did. My hair was big. I was sweating. It was hard work, but it was the first day of hard work that I had that I didn't mind doing again. And that's how I knew that teaching was for me.
One is hard to win over kids, let alone kids from the Bronx.
Monticello Avenue, I never forget. It was like they were worse than like my high school students. They didn't play with me. They were like, "Oh, is that your real hair? Is your leather jacket real?" Like out of control. And I knew that was for me. Yep.
Awesome. Look, I'm glad that one rough day led to a fruitful career for you, because you have inspired and changed so many young, bright minds in this world. And I'm just a testament to that. I'm just one of many who are still learning from you to this day. Still inspired. Your greatness, Fernie. I keep saying it, but your greatness.
I can't even believe we're sitting here together, because Naheem was, I don't know if he told you, but Naheem was, he was there my first day at Peekskill.
Oh, yes, came on my birthday freshman year.
Came on his birthday, and he's a golden child. I spoil him to no end. He is.
Yeah, he's definitely spoiled, all right. I'll take that.
That's why I don't think the young king can keep up to my standard that I set.
She didn't say my son was spoiled. She said you were spoiled.
Spoiled him, yeah. He wasn't perfect, but he just had a light in him. And I just knew, like, it was just like, all right, I failed Naheem. I don't know if he told you.
Yo, he did tell me that. All right.
Yo, so there was only...
Hold on. Let her tell it. You gonna tell some bullshit. What do you do? What happened?
Just wanted to be into, what was it, manga or anime? Which one was it? You don't remember everything, right?
So, look.
You still watch anime.
She knew I could do the work.
I don't know why I was being a little, you know,
a kid.
I was a kid. I was being a little
That's
kid,
it.
babe,
No more, no less.
She knew I could do it. I don't know why, but I was on some, I'm not doing the work. So she kept it trill. She's like, yo, if you're not going to do it, I'm going to fail you. I'm like, yeah. Yo, she
failed my ass. Failed my ass.
And guess what? I never failed her class ever again after that.
See, my son didn't fail her class.
Shut the
Did not.
How about that one?
Yo, look, that's what's up, yo.
That big
that's what's up.
Overachiever, how about? Nah. Going on, everybody. We just want to take a second to highlight some of our sponsors.
Smoke by Asia, where you can get premium smoking accessories and information on live green events, as well as the Red Door Creative Space.
Yeah, if you're looking for a place to host your next creative venture, make sure you check out their automated booking site at trdcreativespace.com.
Peace. No, I talk about you a lot. Damari talks about you a lot. So he has a couple of things he does want to ask.
Yeah, all right. Well, all right. So if we're going to pull up like that, boom, who was the better student? Let's start there. If we're going to rip the Band-Aid off.
I love you to death, but Damari is the best. He is a fantastic. I don't think he's ever missed an assignment.
It's okay. That's what I'm saying. It was almost rhetorical for me because I taught
Naheem every year. Did I teach you all 4 years?
Yeah, you did.
Had the pleasure of teaching Damari as a senior. So it's not even a fair comparison.
And of the 4 years, she only failed me 1 quarter because I didn't do the work.
Listen, that's all you heard. What I heard was she had you for 4 years. She had my son for 1 year. And she said, I love you, Naheem, but this dude got it. That's all I heard. I know what you heard.
My young king, I'm very proud of you, man. If you're watching this episode, we love you, man.
No doubt. Absolutely. So, elevators.
It's on Amazon.
What inspired you to write it?
Thank you for asking that question. So there's this amazing guy. His name is Chris Emden. He's a scholar, teaches at NYU. He wrote this book called For White Folks Who Teach in the Hood. And then he wrote I don't know if it's his second or third book, but he wrote this book called Ratchetdemic. And in Ratchetdemic, he had this quote, and it says there are 3 people that you'll meet in your life: haters, suckers, and elevators. And haters just basically, they just can't take it. They can't
Wait. We not gonna act like she didn't just drop a bomb real quick.
Yo, dead ass though.
Haters, suckers, and elevators.
Bars.
I can just imagine what that is in my head. But yeah, please continue. Start haters, suckers, and elevators. Wow.
This man is amazing. If you can follow his name is Chris Emdin, Emdin. He said you will encounter 3 types of people: elevators, haters, and suckers. You meet elevators on your journey who shake you up and take you higher. Haters are on your path to discredit you and your work because they believe they deserve your platform and or the love you receive for doing your work. And suckers are people fundamentally opposed to Black joy and wholeness and don't see any value in your work. And when I was reading that book, I was like, oh my God, like that is so true. And then I started to think about the projects and growing up and how elevators were always seen as something really negative. A lot of nasty things went down in elevators. They were always filled of urine. Literally, you could see what happened over the weekend from the elevators because like housing wouldn't be able to clean up until like Monday morning. So when we were going to school, literally, we could see blood. We would see all types of disgusting things. If you got stuck in the elevator, it was a wrap. And I don't want to give too much away, but in the first chapter of my book, I was literally trying to get into an elevator and like get away from something. As I was entering my building when I was 11, and it was a very I would call it a harrowing experience that I had. And so I like the juxtaposition of this man's work and seeing elevators as literally what part of the word means, to elevate, to bring you higher, to shake you up. You know what I mean? To be like, you could do it, like, you playing, like you got so much more, as opposed to the negative connotation that I had for elevators. You know what I mean? And a project girl. And I was like, I finally got the name. I went through maybe like 10 or 12 names for my book. An elevator stuck, and I'm so glad I named it that, because then my second book is Ordered Steps. So like it all went together, and that's I really give Emden a lot of credit because he kind of changed the connotation around elevators for me.
So I do see that you are definitely an elevator. I see that. Just talking to you, I've heard a bunch about you, but now I can see that you definitely are an elevator. So I see what inspired you to write. You're very welcome. I see what inspired you to write the book. What were some of your biggest challenges writing the book? Whether it's getting the writing format down, getting publishing, or whatever it is. What do you think for you was one of the biggest challenges in writing the first book?
Well, if I'm being 100% honest, it was my self-esteem. This book was locked in me for at least a decade. I had it in my head, but I just didn't believe my story was important, And I remember, well, 2 things happened. I was where NECS, right? In Peekskill.
Yes, New Era Creative Space. Yes.
I was working with her in like right around the pandemic, and she was writing for like I wouldn't call it an app, but it's really a platform called Medium. And I was like, I've always wanted to write a book, but I feel like I feel like my story's been told. She said, but so what? It hasn't been told by you. And then I remember my principal, her then boyfriend, now husband, had written a book. So this is post-pandemic. We're back in school full time. And she comes to me and she's like, would you edit a book for me? And I was like, me? And she's like, yeah, you're a great writer. And I was like, okay, And so she sent me the manuscript. Her boyfriend had written a book during the pandemic, and she asked me to edit it. And I was in therapy one afternoon, and I was telling my therapist, who is Black and dope, by the way, like best therapist ever. I was telling her, I got this opportunity to, a paid opportunity to edit a book. What you say? Looking in the camera, she said, what you talking about? And I said, I'm editing this book for my principal. And she said, how dare you do something for someone that you won't even do for yourself? Haven't you been saying you've been wanting to write a book for 10 years?
Bars. Oh my God. Bars.
I was like, and I swear to you, this is no lie. This is not even a little hyperbole. I got off of my session and I went in my office and the first 4 chapters came out, tumbling out.
Bars.
Fire. Yeah. That book was waiting for you.
That's how elevators happen. So, nothing happens by accident. Like seeds were planted, but, therapy is it changed my entire life. It gave me license and it just like, it literally came out. I remember I was like up to chapter 4. I stayed until like 3:00 in the morning that morning.
Righteous. What do you want after somebody goes through because we're going to get to the second book too. And we're also going to get into actually some questions. Like I said, we got some cards here and we're going to
go into the topic of the day. Cause again, I was a young black man who had no guidance. I did have some guidance, but Fernie's guidance was very pivotal.
Righteous.
Very pivotal on the path that I'm on right now.
So it's important for us to actually get through the information about men's health and get a professional's opinion, especially since you deal with young adolescent men consistently for the last how many years you've been teaching? 15 plus years?
Yeah, this is my 18th year.
Yeah, righteous. Awesome. Go now. You look like 18, 17. So all right, anyway.
That black don't crack.
It's the melanin.
That's all it is. That's all it is. At the end of this book, somebody read it from the beginning to end. What do you want them to walk away with?
I want them to walk away with the fact that light cancels out darkness. That light, we will always win. I'm a high vibrational person. I believe we all can be. We stand in our own way. But even when it gets dark, if you find a sliver of light, you hold on to it, and eventually things will illuminate. It's never, as long as you have breath in your body, you can always do better. There's nothing insurmountable if you really just believe. It's just about a belief in yourself.
As far as these questions or these different things on the card, you want to do, you grab one, I grab one. So we kind of playing like a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire type of thing, but we're all broke. So we just grab random cards and we're going to say what we got on the card. Ask each other about how we feel about that quote, if we got some insight on it or what's being said on the card, and we can keep the show going like that. You with it?
Absolutely.
Okay. You want to set it off for me?
I'll set it off.
All
right. So we're going to talk about the number one stigma between men. Because of traditional societal roles and expectations, men are told that we need to man up, be strong, independent leaders. Because of this, it makes it naturally difficult for us to express our feelings and struggle. You as a lady and an educator who deal with young black men, and again, like I said in the beginning of the show, you molded my young black mind. How do you feel about that? And what are some things that you would want young black men to know to change this mindset or to change that?
So glad that you brought this up because I do something for my hip hop classes and we do a real rap every Friday. And it's a Socratic seminar. I follow that model, but it's a competitive one. And you'd be surprised if you really listen to rap lyrics, how much pain is in there, So we talk a lot about, how basically, men in general, it's not just, but black men specifically, like you're not afforded the opportunity to be fully human. You're hypersexualized at a very young age. You'd be told, and I don't want to get graphic, like, oh, that's going to be my little boyfriend. You've been told you got to take stuff down, if you know what I mean. Ladies in their big ages be saying like certain things and you're supposed to be with that. Also another thing that I noticed is that like you guys are not allowed to cry. And I'm just like, I have 3 brothers and I have a whole bunch of men I love men. I am a feminist, but I love that male energy when it's kind of like pushed in the right way. It's fire, like, you know what I mean. But what's done to y'all is really criminal, because it's just like, I'll just take Naheem, that little Naheem, growing up in 1993 or 90, he's 1 or 2 years old, right? 1992, 1990. That's your birth year, around there, right? You break your arm and somebody's telling you to man up. I'm 2.
I'm 2.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm 3.
Yeah.
It hurts at 2 and 3 and 4. I grew up seeing that, expressing human emotions, and what we do to our boys is really criminal, because then, we tell them you can't have any soft emotions, right? Don't even laugh too much. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be gay for laughing too much. Think about it. And then when they grow into these stoic, cold, emotionless men, then women say that they're horrible people and we can't date them. So, like, what's the message? Like, and it's not just men doing that to men, it's women doing that to men. So,
Right.
like, there's an undoing that has to happen, and when you ask me, what do I see this. My boys, my hip hop classes are like almost like, so one of my sections, I have 2 sections this year, it was like 11 boys and 2 girls. And then the section that your son was in, it was a little more mixed, but still more male heavy. And we get into like these conversations about like introspective rap and what it is to just be human. And most boys can't even express. You know what I'm saying? They can't even get words out, because they don't know how society is, literally, because even though it's a classroom, it's still a microcosm of society. They don't know how they're going to be, taken, received. So they don't want to get too emotional, because that's gay. And I'm just going to put it plainly. I'm very blunt. Like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because that, some way, somehow, somebody is going to equate just feeling things and being human with gayness. So that's what I see. I mean, like, we are at a crossroads. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to do something, because like, we can't keep raising boys to like be subhuman, because that's why they be crashing out. Yeah. So when they say men are 4 times more likely, I believe that's the stat. When I do stats, I have my stats written. You're 4 times more likely to die by suicide, and then black men, it goes up. That's why.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was actually one of the.
Yeah. She was playing the game too. You already doing. You got your cue cards over there.
This is something I'm passionate about, because I want us to look. You know what I mean? Like.
So I got one. It says men have lower rates of seeking help. 45% of men won't talk about mental health. And like you just mentioned, 75% of suicides are men. We don't talk about what's bothering us. She kind of
that's a big fact.
Wrapped it all up. In this world, as a man, it's like you got to wear your mask. You got to keep your mask on for your job so you don't crash out at your job. You want to keep your mask on for your children, your mask on for your lady. If you're lucky, you got a tribe of brothers or your comrades where you can sit and you take a second to take your mask off, and vent. And then right when you're done doing that, you got to throw that mask back on to go right back into the world. 1 out of 4 men don't speak on mental health issues at all. Like, there's no conversations about mental health issues. 1 out of 4 men. What you think about that?
I can agree to that, because generally I'm one of those 4 men.